अंडरग्राउंड आ गए हैं हम चैपल के.
Make photos after, right? So you can see how tricky it is. So be very careful, stay together. If I can ask you, because you are very tall, can you be always the last person to come so that I know that we are complete? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so stay together please and follow me.
Okay.
Stay together.
काफ़ी पुराना बना हुआ है और ये अंडरग्राउंड है. वर्ल्ड वॉर में ये इसका एक ऊपर का पार्ट जला था. ये अंडरग्राउंड वैसे का वैसे ही है. हाँ. यहाँ बंदों को सजाएं दी जाती थी, मारा जाता था. वो coins फेंके हुए हैं.
Please, can you follow me? We will go the same way back.
Okay. काफ़ी नीचे आ चुके हैं.
Are in the fourth house now. The house, in fact, upstairs there was a huge picture of Prague, right, on the first floor. So we are in that building, and we are now 7 meters under nowadays level of the town. Originally, this was not the underground. Originally, this was not a cellar. Originally, that was the main floor, the street level floor. And I'm talking about 12th and the beginning of 13th century, because at that time the river was almost on the same level than the old town of Prague. So it was flooded very, very often. So in the beginning of 13th century, it was decided that it was absolutely necessary to elevate artificially the level of the old town of Prague, and people were using all possible material, mainly stones, rocks, soil, which was brought from countryside, to fill up the streets. Not the interiors, only the streets. So what was originally the main floor became a cellar, so people had to move their businesses to the new street level, like shops, workshops, and so on. And you know, also after many years, it became very good resource of knowledge how the people used to live, because the people didn't use only stones, rocks, and soil, but also garbage, trash. So the archaeologists were finding the items people threw away. Yeah? So it was very, very important for them. And also, while proceeding through all those houses, you will notice that each house had a private water well. So these people living here, they were very privileged people, because having private water, it meant a lot. And those who were using public water means public water, these people brewed beer at home. It was very common for Central Europe, Poland, Germany, Denmark, Netherlands, and so on. And homemade beer was also served to the children, because it was much, much safer to give them homemade beer than public water. A little bit different, it was in Italy, Portugal, Spain. It was wine that was also served to kids. I'm sure children slept.
In what century?
13, 14, 15th century.
15th.
And the truth is that the beer was not that much alcoholic than it's today, and the consumption of malt was rather high, so they say it was also good nutrition, and since that time we call beer liquid bread.
Okay.
Also, if you plan to go to the Jewish quarter, which is about 10 minutes of walk from the old town square, if you go to Paris Street, on the left-hand side you can find 5 synagogues and Jewish cemetery. On the right-hand side, Spanish synagogue, 1 synagogue. And if you stay in Meisel Street in front of the oldest synagogue, you can see the gap, you can see the difference in levels, because they didn't want to bury the oldest synagogue, so they left it as it originally was, but Paris Street is the new street level, and there is a scale between those two streets, which is very nice or very interesting to see it in real.
Sorry, what was the name of the synagogue?
Sorry, what was the name?
What was the name
of
the synagogue?
The oldest synagogue. You know, there's
अब हम आगे जा रहे हैं. ये कुएं हैं सबके अपने अपने प्राइवेट.
Oh,